You are looking live from ConPro Field in Buffalo, New York. It's playoff time, everyone, as the Queen City Corsairs host their first playoff game since Season 6 with the new expansion Chicago Wildcats. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Colin Northrup, and this is Rick Northrup.
Good afternoon.
We're ready to bring every bit of the action to you as the Wildcats, full of playoff veterans, look to take on the defending champions here in the Eastern Conference Semifinals.
It's funny to talk about a expansion team, first time in the playoffs with all their playoff veterans. This will be really interesting.
Here we go. Gentlemen, please make your call. We pick tails.
Wildcats are the visitors, so they get to call the toss of the coin, and they win the toss of the coin, and they'll put their offense out on the field first. These two teams met twice during the season, splitting the regular season series with one win apiece.
I'm hoping for an entertaining game. Welcome everybody who watched the Houston game. That was exciting.
And the kickoff goes to A.J. Barnes coming across to the 20. And A.J. Barnes down at about the 25-yard line, we'll call it. So the Wildcats wearing their all whites and the Corsairs wearing their all black with the lime green accents come out on the field. And Chicago's quarterback, E.T. King, sets up a Deion Hawkins in the shotgun. So we get a look at the weather.
Perfect for football.
And King will dump this off to Deion Hawkins. Hawkins has to backtrack a little bit, and they'll perhaps give him a pickup of about 1 yard or so.
If we could retrace that, it would look like Hurricane Maria or something. Holy cow. Let's go in a circle.
2nd and 9.
Sometimes when you're trying to make something, the better play is to just go north and south.
As you get a look at the lineup scrolling across your screen. King turns, gives off to Hawkins. Up the middle he goes. Tackle made by number 75, Cole Kaleo, along the front for the Corsairs. As we get a 3rd and 7 for E.T. King. He's on the split shotgun with 3 wide receivers. And King will drop the throw, and King throws to Eric King for the first down.
Steve Reich.
And Aaron King, explosive midseason addition for this Wildcat crew, gets him a huge first down early.
And I know nobody cares except Colin and I, but the Lions just recovered a Vikes fumble with 1:30 to go, and they're going to ice it, leading 14-7.
3 wide receivers, split backs for King. Corsairs show blitz. Here's to get to Hawkins. Spins through the hole and carries Michael. No, that's, check that. That is Stenzo Woods Jr.
And he's fired up. You know, one of the great things about the SFL is lots of players understand the value of the spin move, Colin.
Hawkins is the deep back. E.T. King steers across his brother Avery King as he gives to Hawkins left side. And he got past just the line of scrimmage. Perhaps a pickup of 1. Aaron Cross in on the tackle for Queen City.
Corsairs say no, sir. Not that time.
3rd and 3 for Chicago, their first drive of the game, as they line up in a heavy backfield set. And Hawkins doesn't get the first down. He's stopped by Stenzo Woods Jr. And the Corsairs get a stop early on this explosive Queen City attack. as they will try a very long field goal attempt from Jesus Garcia. And the kick is on the way. Garcia's kick is no good.
Oh. You were right, Colin. A very long attempt, and just a bridge too far right there.
Just off to the right, and the Wildcats end up with nothing.
And like it. No, they don't like it.
So A.J. Caswell threw for over 2,000 yards this season with 20 touchdowns and 22 interceptions. Has Kyle Walsh in the backfield, going over 2,000 yards in his rookie season. And Kyle Walsh gets the carry up the middle for a pickup of a couple. Tackle made by Aspen Real. Real is a former member of the Corsairs organization. Second and 8. Caswell empties the backfield. Looks at a four-man front for the Wildcats. Will change the play. AJ, short drop over the middle, looking for Memphis Blue. Got him near the first down marker. Clint Hendershot in on the tackle.
Memphis Blue, early leader and best name on the field right now.
Nice one-handed catch as he absorbs the lick from Hendershot.
A lick? What are you, 100 years old? Nice lick on that guy.
They get a third and short, and they're going to empty the backfield. Wildcats counter with a heavy personnel look. As Caswell going deep. He got Chris Curtis wide open, and the rookie receiver is in for a touchdown.
Well, that's how you do it, son. Nice recognition by Queen City on just how many Wildcats had jammed the line there. And they get one behind the D.
So Curtis, the rookie wide receiver with over 600 yards, catches a long one. As there's a look at his stats. An impressive average yards per catch, to say the least. Ricky Matthews, who handles all the place kicking duties for Queen City, will try this extra point. It's good. So with 6:44 to go in the first, score is Queen City 7, Chicago nothing.
Nice little cat and mouse game on that one. Clearly the Wildcats were expecting something over the middle or a medium range pass as they backed out of the heavy look on the line, but they just couldn't drop enough fast enough.
Here's Matthews' kick to A.J. Barnes. Barnes fields it at about his 5-yard line. Barnes cutting across the middle. Spins off a tackle. There goes A.J. Barnes. 50, 40, 30, 20. Has a man chasing him, but he won't get there. We got a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Gonna steal the Neil Everett line. That man has reservations for 6.
As he does the full spin cycle, breaks one tackle, and it says sayonara to the rest of them.
Ooh. It's a track meet, and I'm pretty sure the kicker wasn't a sprinter.
As Barnes comes up clutch here in the postseason.
Well, special teams bails out the D. Pending this PAT, we're back to 0. All right.
And we're all square away at 7 with 6:30 to go. Ken Gossett says at that angle, they wouldn't have been able to make the tackle until they were out in the parking lot.
I think he surprised everybody, Mr. G. By the way, love your albums.
And the kick deep is to Memphis Blue. Blue will get across to the 25. And the Corsairs take over. There's, as we get a look at Caswell, he's under center. Has 3 wide receivers in the pattern. Will turn, get to Kyle Walsh up the middle, and Walsh sprints for 11 yards and a Queen City first down. As Walsh just simply takes a straight ahead handoff. The blocking was there. And the tackle's made by Maurice Spurgeon. We got a couple sets of brothers on opposing teams. Michael Spurgeon is one of the safeties for Queen City. Maurice is on Chicago at strong safety. And E.T. King is facing Avery King. As well as we get a look at Caswell on the quarterback power. Takes it across to the 45.
Is it just me or does Caswell hold that thing like a loaf of bread? He did it on his previous carry also. Chicago's going to take a note of that if they already haven't seen that on film.
2nd and 5 from the 45. It's Caswell. Will 3-step drop. Throws the out pattern. And T. Haynes, the third, had to dive for that ball. He wound up short of the markers. Touchdown by Kanye Rockefeller, number 24. Had that ball been a little more on point, we might have gotten a first down. But in any case, it's 3rd and 1. Chicago shows blitz. Here's to get the Walsh. He picks up the first down and a whole lot more. And A.J. Barnes nearly saved what could have been another touchdown.
Yeah, it looked like the safety on the back end had the right angle, but yeah, good tackle there, saving at least potential 7-10 yard additional gain. But the damage had been done.
As Walsh sets up here in the I formation. Caswell 7-step drop, swings this out to Walsh, and Walsh gets knocked out of bounds after pickup of about 6 or 7 yards. Chicago becomes the latest in a long line of expansion teams to make the playoffs. They and the Vancouver Legion, who will be in action later against Alaska in the Western Conference semifinals.
Looking forward to that game.
As Caswell will give it on the power to Walsh, and Walsh is stood up by Barnes.
Blown up, sir.
8.5 yards to carry for Walsh early here in the first quarter.
You know, these are the kind of go-getters they need for my new EM50 project.
Bunch to the bottom. Chicago appears to be playing man. As Caswell will swing this out to Memphis Blue. Here on 3rd down, and it'll be 4th and 4.
That's a good-looking football play. Just didn't run the pattern deep enough, or maybe didn't have the right read. I'm not sure. Of course, that was open because Chicago's defending the line to gain.
Matthews here to try a shorter field goal. They'll spot this at just past the 30.
Inside the 30?
Inside the 30
Give me
yard
a
line.
39-yarder.
As the kick is up. And it is good from 39 for Ricky Matthews. So the Corsairs take a 3-point lead. with 3:37 here to go in the first.
Liking what I'm seeing. It's Chicago's turn to put something together here.
Remember the last time A.J. Barnes got his hands on this one, he returned it all the way.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago's not just special teams.
As the kick is away to Barnes. He fields it, cuts across, spin move, and they'll knock him down at about the 30. As you take a look at the season resume for the Wildcats, as we get our first look at the new graphics package. So far, I'm liking what I'm seeing. As E.T. King is under center with Hawkins in the backfield. King flares this out to Hawkins and he'll lose a yard.
That's a nice open field tackle. That's as pretty as the new SFL logo, if you ask me, Colin.
All designed from scratch for our chief branding officer, Ryan Motes, who's done an outstanding job so far in his role as the chief branding officer. Trips to the bottom. King. Back to throw. Fires a dart for Alex Eli as he gets across to the 50. Morrison tackled him, but it'll be a Wildcat first down. Eli, one of many former Skyhawks, to join Shan Varner on the trip to the Great Windy City. As King is under center with a bunch. 3-step drop over the middle.
Oh, it's a circus catch, eh?
Goes to Aaron King. And look at that yards per catch. Yeah. Well over 25 yards per catch for Aaron King.
I'm astounded.
Split backs. Hawkins with his fullback in the backfield. 3-step drop for King. We'll flare this out to Aaron King for the first down. Pretty simple football play, but perfectly executed. As we're winding down with 1:46 to go, King takes the shotgun snap, flares this out to Alex Eli. And the tackle is made by Warner and Avery King.
We do have a special guest in the booth with us today, Colin's service dog, Denver. And he's suddenly become a little antsy, so you may hear some background noise.
As we get a heavy set from Chicago. And they'll flare this out to Hawkins on a screen. Hawkins has to beat the defender, and he does for the first down. What great effort by Deion Hawkins. As we get another look at it here, there were guys out in front, but just none around Hawkins, and he had to bring one tackle.
Which he does, and it's a short yardage situation. And those, if you're hanging out with me this weekend, I'm watching any kind of football, I'm sick of the wide receiver screens that don't go anywhere, but if you need 2 yards, maybe that's the call.
Warner flexed out as the tight end. King 7-step drop deep down the middle. Knocked away.
See the replay. I'm not sure if it was knocked away or if it hit somebody in the hat.
By Michael Spurgeon, as Warner, the cornerback, does a little taunting showboating. There's a look at Stencil Woods Jr., big hero for the Corsairs last year in their playoff run. From the shotgun is E.T. King. He takes the snap. Has pressure in his face. Cole Kaleo brings him down.
That's a terrific line play.
As he just rips underneath the guard. And
he does. He gets a great rip, and he gets leverage with his feet, and he's gone into the backfield.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Chicago is in front of Queen City by a score of 10-7. The team switched sides as we begin the second quarter. With the Wildcats looking at a third and forever. King has time, and he just ran out of it. He's sacked on the play by number 72, Tad Myers. And the Wildcats will be forced to punt. From, excuse me, from the other side of the 50. Low snap. And the punt will be down by Chicago. Oh, they can't down it before it gets in the end zone. It'll be a touchback. There's a look at Cole Kaleo. As Kyle Walsh has 4 carries for 34 yards. He's been held in check by this Wildcat team. As Walsh takes it out on the stretch. Oh, Glenn Hendershot with a big shot. As they call that a pickup of 2, it'll be 2nd and 12. Hendershot joining the likes of Declan Slaughter in St. Louis and one other person whose name I can't think of at the moment, as we have this heavy set again versus the empty shotgun on 2nd and 8. Caswell goes to T.E. Haynes the third, and that's why he got over 1,000 yards, as he breaks the tackle and made the first down. As he just runs the quick out, beats Kanye Rockefeller rather too easily. That'll be a first down to the 39. Here's Caswell, back to throw. It's caught. And that is Chris Curtis out of bounds in front of Blake Hamrack. And so far, Queen City is showing why they've won the championship 4 times. Perhaps some early jitters here from the Wildcats. That's Caswell over the middle, complete. And with that throw, he's crossed the 100-yard threshold. Villanueva, number 83. Picks up 4 yards. Caswell, 6-step drop, corner route. It's going to be picked up by Blake Hamrack. Hamrack off the sideline.
Nice clean pick and decent return. The special teams in D for Chicago helping to keep it close. Their offense has got to get in gear, though, Colin.
As he was looking for Curtis, and he just out-leapt him for the ball. But can this offense get off their duff? King, 7-step drop. Going deep. All the pass bounces off of Zeli's hands, and he can't believe it. He's absolutely beside himself.
Great call.
Trying to capitalize off the sudden change, and the ball just
Let's
bounces.
see this, yeah. Oh.
Sometimes it's the most open looks that are the easiest to drop. As Hawkins sets up in the backfield. And we get back to throw. This time it's complete to Aaron King, and King gets it down to about the 25-yard line. That's his fourth catch.
That helps.
But you can see why that guy averages over 25 yards a catch. He just finds a way to move,
Simple square out there.
to get the yardage after the catch. First and 10. Ball is marked just past the 40. Hawkins is the deep back. They give it to Hawkins. He breaks the tackle and gets the first down.
Another chain moving effort. Now it's starting to get into a rhythm, Colin.
As you just look at that hole opened up by the left side of the line. Broke a tackle. And there he goes. Tackle made by Avery King. One wide out in the formation. That is Zeli. Hawkins will take the screen, has a blocker this time, and picks up about 7 or 8 yards on first down. Again, getting Hawkins involved in the passing game. Again, they trot out this 3-back set. Hawkins gets the first down and more as he gets close to the 10. That's his 6th carry, and so far he has 25 yards.
Just move the chains. In my imaginary coaching life, Colin, that's the mantra. Just move the sticks.
King has trips to the top. Hawkins to the back. Here's to get to Hawkins up the middle. And he picks up about 3 yards on first down. Myers in on the hit.
Oh, sorry about that, everybody. We got the, is it a seasonal allergy or cold thing running around world headquarters here?
As the throw to the end zone is complete to Alex Zeli for the touchdown on 2nd and 8. And the Wildcats take the lead. Just a beautiful throw on the post pattern in between the defenders of the zones.
Just what the doctor ordered. That puts Chicago in a more balanced position between their defense and offense, and that's good news for their competitiveness for the rest of the game.
And the extra point by Garcia is between the sticks. So with 5:58 to go until halftime, Chicago takes a 4-point lead, 14-10.
Quietly excited for this now that Chicago's shown some chops on offense. That's for all our Canadian and British friends. Hey, Liam.
And the kick goes to Memphis Blue. And Memphis spins across. Has a bit of an opening, but it's knocked back around 30. That's an interesting stat. 44 catches, only 7 touchdowns. So he's very efficient with his opportunities.
Let's see how that compares with some of the other standouts around the league.
It's Caswell.
That seems really high.
Has Walsh aligned to the right-hand side. Will give to Kyle, and he drags Espen Real forward for 5 yards.
Espen Real.
Espen Real.
Real. All right. And his half-brother, Espen Deportes.
As Caswell has a quarterback rating of 113 here early. Empties out the shotgun again with 5 in the pattern. Will take the snap. Fires the quick out to T. Haynes right in front of the sticks.
Dude. Fall forward. Did they give him the first, or is he short?
They're going to say he's short by about a yard, or perhaps less than that.
Well, here's the mocking comment. It's tough when nobody's on you to actually think about gaining some yardage. Oh, that's totally uncalled for.
Walsh is the deep back. They give it to him on the power, and he doesn't get there. Maurice Spurgeon comes up from his safety position along with Espen Real, and Chicago holds serve on this explosive Corsair attack. Here's A.J. Barnes. Always dangerous returner. As Matthews kicks it away. Barnes will get stopped under about a pickup of a couple of yards. Chicago comes back out on the field as E.T. King threw a touchdown pass to Alex Eli in their last drive. And Hawkins up the middle, explodes, and picks up about 6 yards.
We're starting to get some interior line blocking there for the Wildcats, maybe figuring out some of the stunts and twists that the Corsairs are trying to run.
Hawkins deep back here in this heavy set. And they'll give it to him right up the middle, and he picks up the first down and a little bit more yardage.
Oh, call me Nostradamus. There we go. Clean blocking gets enough for the first.
You know, Rick, Cam says, I love how Rick talks to himself. It's like he's an angel. He has an angel and a devil on either shoulder. It's gold.
All part of the mania.
It's the split backs. Hawkins, with his fullback in the backfield, will get the carry up the middle for a pickup of about 2. Avery King made the tackle. Fonzo Finney is the fullback with Hawkins in the backfield. Zeli to the bottom. Here's to get to Hawkins, and he's tackled in the backfield for a short loss by Koakaleo.
It's a great play there. Just what the doctor ordered. For the Corsairs. Stick Chicago in an obvious passing down. Let's see what they dial up.
They go with 4 wide receivers total. And King, taking a 7-step drop, has a clean pocket, lets this go.
Oh.
And it is. Did they say that's a catch? Yes. Alex Zeli.
Alex Zelli.
I believe it's Zeli.
Zeli. Now back to Eli.
As he's somehow able to get both feet down.
Graphic showing 39 still. A little behind there.
Just give the guys in
Boom.
the truck time to fix this. And they did. As Hawkins will move forward about a yard. That's Jonathan Rosa, I think.
I just got an apology from the truck. I guess they sent Joey across the street to get a donut for everybody.
As we've reached the 2-minute warning here in Buffalo, New York.
Tense time. Tense time. Win or go home.
There's a look at Stenson Woods Jr. Hawkins with his fullback as his lead blocker. King will throw. Pass time over the middle. Pass tipped and nearly picked off.
Oh, man.
As Greg Morrison got the initial tip and Stenson Woods Jr. almost came down with it.
Holy smoke. That was a tip drill special there. Just couldn't corral it. Love it.
So we got a 3rd down and 10. And this ConPro crowd taking up a chant of defense. Corsairs rush 3. They get home with 3 as King is hit by Koa Kaleo.
Just as he released the ball, close to a fumble there.
And the Wildcats will be forced to kick with 1:51 to go. Wind is a bit of a factor today here at 5 miles an hour out of the north. And the punt is going to be downed by the Wildcats inside the 5. Great special teams. As the Corsairs take over deep in their own territory with 1:42 to go.
Got you there. So it's time for the $140 offensive hurry-up package for the Corsairs.
Fullback. Hadley DeMonte in there with Walsh. Walsh breaks the tackle but can't get away from the second one.
Oh, there was a deep sucking sound by Chicago faithful as he breaks that first tackle, but he's run down before he can do damage.
2nd and 7. Trips to the bottom. Walsh gets the call again. He's held up. So far, both of these running backs have been bottled up as far as the rush game.
Don't forget coming up next, Vancouver at Alaska.
Andy Hamilton says you better get on a plane as soon as this thing is final and get over there. As the Corsairs looking at 3rd and 7, go over the middle.
Oh!
Chris Curtis can't come up with the pass. Blake Hamrack was right in his back pocket, just bugging the snot out of him. And the Corsairs will at the punt.
Well, we do have the Banks private jet on standby. I'll be there shortly, Andy.
So we have 43 seconds left. Matthews will punt from his own end zone. A.J. Barnes should give his team good field position.
Oh, my.
He calls the fair catch. Just past the 40, maybe to the 43
No,
or 40.
30. The short of the 40. Inside the 40, eh? Hey, listen to me. I'm Canadian. What the heck?
As we've reached just about half time, as our friends over in England like to say. We have 38 ticks left.
You know, Queen City went super conservative there, Colin, and they paid as they end up giving the ball to Chicago.
And Hawkins takes the high pass and gets about 8-9 yards. as E.T. King
gets
is
out of
now
bounds.
133. Stops the clock with 32 seconds left. Caswell so far has the one interception in that. He's been the difference. 2nd and 1. Hawkins flexed out as a wing.
With the timeout situation, they can pretty much call anything they want to.
And E.T.
And they do throw over the middle.
Over in the middle. It's called by Aaron King, and they'll call time with 26 seconds left. A very efficient game for Hawkins, or no, King rather, so far as he threw 5 picks in their loss last week to St. Louis. Both of these teams coming off loss in their regular season finales to non-playoff teams, but so far it doesn't seem to be affecting them much. First and goal from the 6-yard line. They come out with 3 tight ends and their fullback. Hawkins will take the swing pass. Had to reach back to corral the pass and maybe got a yard.
Yeah, it took him off his intended route. Stops the clock.
2nd and goal. They trot out that 3-back set. It's Eli to the top of the formation. They'll swing it off to Hawkins again. Had to get by one man, but the lineman wasn't there. Morrison saves the touchdown, and they have to call their 2nd timeout.
That was a schoolyard 5th grader on a 2nd grader shoved down there.
He went down like a power window in a car.
Oh, my gosh.
We have 3rd and goal from the 1.
They've got 3 in their pocket, but one more shot at the end zone.
King will throw for it.
And
it's a touchdown to Shan Varner. No, it's the other tight end. Trevor Driver, the 2nd string tight end, catches that one from E.T. King.
Oh, as 21, I don't have the name in my head. He, for some reason, decides to sneak up to the line as the QB drops back. Here we go on the PAT. And it's good. That's going to be an 11-point margin pending something crazy on the kickoff.
As the Wildcats, number 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference. Kickoff with 15 seconds left to Memphis Blue. Blue fields from his 5-yard line. And Mr. Blue cuts back. At least got it past the 20. With 9 seconds left.
And
the Corsairs looks like they're just going to probably sit on this one. Remember, they get the ball coming out of the half. Here's the good Kyle Walsh, breaks the tackle. And Walsh with one of his better runs of the day. Queen City has to call a timeout with 3 seconds left. There's a look at Eric Barkley.
Guess they want to run one more.
Caswell's rating still over 100 as he's thrown for 111 yards. Only blemish has been that pick. Second and 3 with 3 seconds.
They trying to draw him offside here?
Well, give it to Walsh again. Kyle broke a tackle.
Boom!
Oh, got knocked down by Maurice Spurgeon at the 40-yard line. And with that explosive shot, that ends the first half as we get another look at it. Broke a tackle of Barnes. I really thought he had it there for a second, but then Maurice Spurgeon puts his shoulder into him and knocks him down.
That's a load to be blown backwards. Quite the hit.
We've reached the half. It's 21-10 Wildcats. Can the defending champion make a game of it?
Well, they're down by 11. It's a 2-score margin. Still half the game to go, Colin. But, yeah, I mentioned in the chat, all of a sudden Chicago has it working on all phases right now. And Queen City, after looking like a load to handle, suddenly finds himself down by 11.
Chicago's held the ball for over 13 minutes. Queen City is 8 minutes and 43 seconds. They have that one turnover. It's done the difference.
As we continue to look at the highlights here. Make sure we stay hydrated here in the booth. It's just Rick and Colin here at the World Headquarters. All on our own with the working pup. As I said, you live in the Midwest, a lot of allergies, and there's a couple of bugs going on. You know, it'd be interesting to hear what the messages are in the team rooms. I think if I'm the Corsairs, like, just keep working the game plan. They know they're a good team. They just have to raise their execution level. And although I will say that conservative play calling at the last possession back up in their own end hurt them.
Badir Ajalani, Mahmoud Ajalani, Dwayne Schindler, Alex Bond, 45, Live 24, SFL Director of Player Personnel, all with us in the chat. As we will get started this half with the Corsairs down by 11. But they get the football first.
And this one just in from the gratuitous analyst comment. Corsairs need a score here to narrow the gap.
As this is a short kick fielded by Blue at the 15. We'll get it across 30. Just a bit short of 35. Oh, yes, there's Andy Hamilton. Sorry there, bud. I forgot about you.
Oh, Andy.
That's the Corsairs will take over. First and 10. AJ Caswell under center. Kyle Walsh is the back. So far they got 78 yards rushing from their offense as Walsh.
There we go.
Will pick up about 11 more.
Boom. Yeah, I'm glad Andy's talking to me again after I publicly in the one of the chat rooms expressed surprise that he had a girlfriend.
As look at this stiff arm of AJ Barnes as he says, "Get off me, son."
Right.
The split shotgun look. Caswell. They sometimes like to run the quarterback out of this formation. We'll see. No, it's a pass this time. Caswell pump fake. Has plenty of time. Steps up. Lets a rainbow go down the field out of bounds.
Oh, yeah. Had his eye on one of the cheerleaders, I guess, because that's about where the ball went.
And Memphis Blue injured himself on the play.
Yikes.
We didn't see it on the screen, but I guess he was running so hard and so fast he might have pulled a hammy or something. So that'll be a huge development to keep
Queen
an eye
City's
on.
hungry. They wanted to go for it all, and even though I made fun of it, that was a good throwaway. Nobody was open. Oh!
And the throw is complete to Chris Curtis.
Well, that is such a dangerous throw, too, for no gain.
For about a pickup of a yard.
A yard? All right.
Breaking news coming out of Vancouver. Charlie Northrup will sit for 1/2 for unspecified reason.
The word on the street is it's insubordination.
And Walsh is the deep back on 2nd and 9 as he is sacked by that Wildcat front.
Chicago's turn. They hold on the coverage, and then they get a sack. Just an out-and-out bull rush there.
As Chicago holds serve, we'll get to punt.
Excellent coverage there by the Corsairs. By the way, if you're just tuning in, you're not part of the SFL community, please get on the chat, get on the social media. It's a great time.
Of course, the big news that everybody is still abuzz about is the fact that they're back on Twitch TV, and not just back on Twitch TV, on the front page of Twitch. As E.T. King tried to throw the screen to Hawkins first play, but Kaleo says no.
I got a big old paw that's going to knock down your screen.
As Andy Hamilton says JK. You need to start Rick, and if you lose, he might lose that girlfriend of his. 2nd and 10. Here's to get to Hawkins up the middle, and he picks up about 4, sets up a 3rd and manageable. There's a look at some of King's numbers. As E.T. King empties everybody out. Will throw deep. Got a man open. It is Eric King. And he breaks a tackle. Breaks 2 tackles. Oh, and he gets down to the 10-yard line.
Ay, caramba, la recibo bueno.
And that's why he's been so explosive for Chicago. Over 800 yards in just 6 games as he takes off down the field. Broke 1 tackle, broke 2 tackles. Wow.
He says, I laugh at your DB tackles. I continue to run, yeah. Well, here we are, first play in the red zone on this trip. Let's see what they dial up.
Here's good talking.
Just a sweep,
and he walks in untouched to the end zone.
Just power. Power to the right side of the formation. Holy cow.
And we might be on a tipping point.
Queen City is stunned right now. They had the opening kick of the second half. Lost possession as the drive stalls. And look at this.
We might be on the edge of.
Well, it's big hole. I'm not going to make any predictions, Colin. It's a little too early for the drama.
That's why I said we might be on the edge of something. It's premature to go one way or the other.
And the extra point is up and through. So with 8:04 to go in the third quarter, we have Chicago up 28-10 on Queen City. And I'm not sure, Colin, in our pregame and our prep for this, either you or I saw that coming.
I echo that, as the Wildcats have scored 21 straight. And Memphis Blue, got knocked down with a shoulder.
Get shouldered down. You can't tell me the, what do we call it, APF doesn't have a sense of humor.
No, that's Villanueva, rather. They're down a wide receiver, so that might have to play key in later.
Could be. Queen City needs to channel their electric green here.
Walsh up the middle, broke a tackle from Ray Allen, carries two defenders forward as he's approaching 100 yards. But that last carry, he's up to 93.
You know, I don't know, maybe the nerds in the truck can figure this out, but how many just straight ahead, you know, off tackle, over the guard running plays has Queen City had that have been fairly successful?
As Caswell, medium drop, lets this go, knocked away by Blake Hamrack.
Where was the receiver? He was out of the picture frame. Oh, here we go.
Looking for Curtis.
Oh, wow.
Just let him too short.
Man, you know, he had not just a step, he had 3 steps on him, and I just needed to air that out a little bit.
The commissioner wants to know if you just called him a nerd.
It depends on if you're in the truck or not.
3rd and 2. Queen City will give this to Walsh.
There we
Walsh
go.
will pick up the
Yeah,
first down.
run, son.
Has a block from Haynes, and he's on his way at 40, 30, 20, and gets knocked down at about the 15.
Terrific. Terrific. I'll tell the commish what I tell the boys and people that work for me. You can be a nerd or not be a nerd. Be a nerd, it pays better.
As he just gets by his blocker, and it was just beautifully set up. Hamrack saved what could have been a touchdown.
Nice.
Kyle Walsh, 20 rushing touchdowns and over 2,000 yards. As they get the carry again, and Chicago is starting to wise up as Walsh is now over 100 yards with 143.
Yes, they are. I don't know if Queen City has it in their playbook, but you know what I'd like to see at some point, Colin? I'd love to see a counter from them.
And here's
There we
the give
go.
to Walsh.
Hey, see ya.
Walsh has a convoy, and he's in. Touchdown, Queen City.
Sorry to talk over your call, buddy. That was great. They sealed the edge on the left side of the formation, and he just pulls onto the service drive there and strolls into the end zone.
Nothing but a couple of black shirts running with them.
Yep. I bet the OC makes note of that. They get that same look, more of a short yardage goal line look from Chicago. They might have more opportunities with that edge play.
So with 6:16 to go here in this third quarter, Queen City closes the gap to 28-17.
So now it's the Queen City's D that has to step up here. Keep them in this game.
Barnes gets a nice return across to the 25.
Let's see what they're what we get out of Chicago. Chicago.
As the Wildcats come out in a single back set. E.T. King, 7-step drop. Has a clean pocket. Lets this go for Alex Eli, but the pass is knocked away. Update on Memphis Blue from our boys in the truck. He has a leg cramp. He may return later in this game, which would be a boon for Queen City, as they've had to lean heavily on Kyle Walsh these last few drives. We have a bunch formation. King changing the play. 3-step drop, throws this out to Hawkins. Hawkins doesn't let his blockers set him up. He'll gain a couple and it'll be 3rd and 7. There's a look at Stenzo Woods Jr. as the Wildcats come out with trips to the bottom of your picture. E.T. medium step drop, back to throw. Alex Eli dropped it again.
Holy cow.
Avery King is making life miserable for his brother today.
It's another one of those ping pong tip drills. Good D by QC. And that'll force the punt. Queen City D does their job. Punts away.
That's Villanueva. Gets tackled just past the 30. Don't forget, coming up next at 5 Central, 6 Eastern, the Vancouver Legion travel to the Great White North of Alaska to take on the Storm.
Bob and Doug McKenzie going to cross the border to check that one out.
As the Corsairs come out with 2 backs, Chicago shows blitz. They run that way at a blitz, and Kyle Walsh is able to move forward for a few.
He's able to make something out of that run blitz.
Let's pick up a 4, 2nd and 6.
That's exactly what you want on first down. You want to average 4 yards.
Trips to the top of the picture. Caswell sees something he doesn't like and changes the play. 6-step drop, out pounding this time for Haynes, and he gets out of bounds past the first down marker for the first.
Tippy-toes his way across the marker. That's the right play to check into.
No, they're actually calling it 3rd and less than a yard.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to channel Tony Romo and say they're going to give it to Walsh on that power O play they've been running all day. And what do you know? They run it that way, and it looks like he might have gotten it, or did he get it? I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. It looked like he fell across the line to gain.
Tills made the stop, and Ricky Matthews is on to punt.
Wow. Well, Chicago sniffed it out. Had a free man come off the edge and was able to meet him in the backfield.
Matthews kicks this to Barnes. And AJ will get knocked down.
Nothing.
So the Wildcats take over. As so far both teams seem to be holding serve.
3:59 to go in the third. Still a 2-score lead for Chicago.
E.T. King, 6-step drop. Deep down the middle, Alex Cross knocked it away.
They're going to come down with one of these. Calling it.
E.T.'s living dangerously. Maybe Butch Jones, the head coach of Tennessee, ought to be taking notes from this game, because his team was shut out against Georgia yesterday, 41-0. As E.T. swings this out to Hawkins. Hawkins will get tackled after a pick up 7, setting up 3rd and manageable. They've been using Hawkins in a passing game very effectively today, as Avery King and Michael Spurgeon team up for the hit. Back to throw goes E.T. King over the middle. Wide open is Shannon Warner. And the owner player catches this one, as E.T. King is now over 250 yards with that last throw.
It was just a great call. It gets Chicago out of the hole as they move towards midfield now.
1st and 10. Varner split out as a wide receiver. Just caught that last one, but this throw goes to Zeli, and that'll be about 5 yards. Number 38, Warner, in on the tackle for the Corsairs. They're going to call it 6, so it's 2nd and 4. E.T. 3-step drop, goes deep. Oh, the cornerback on that side, Johnson, number 26, knocked it away from Aaron King. It'll be 3rd and 4 with 2:38 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, DeAndre Noel in the chat just made the point I was ginning up in my head. The short, almost West Coast offense style here is really
back
really
to throw.
The
pass is caught by Aaron King on the outcut as he gets the 1st down. No, that's Davius Reed. We haven't heard a lot from him today, as he needs 101 yards to pass T.E. Haynes on the all-time receiving yardage list. And the outcut again, this time going to Shan, and it's out of bounds.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen is they're going to force Queen City's D to have to start to gamble and overload on the blitz and other things, and try and slow this thing down. And you know what Chicago's going to call when they see that.
2nd and 10, they go heavy. They swing this out to Hawkins. Hawkins has blockers this time. Weaves his way down the sidelines for a pickup of 7. 3rd down and 3 coming up. This crowd takes up a chant of defense. 3rd and 3. E.T. King, 6-step drop, going to the sideline. That's Alex Zeli again for the 1st down. E.T. King It's 25 of 35 for 291. Just an incredibly efficient day. As once again, this West Coast style passing game is just causing all sorts of problems for the Corsair attack.
Let's go.
Look at that for a rookie. Great stats there for S17.
Throwing for the fullback.
Oh, nice.
And he gets 2 yards, but he gets blown up by Warner, number 30 at the corner.
Warner says, sit down, son.
That's Weimer. McWeimer, 38. As Hawkins takes the carry on the power play and gets knocked down by King and Spurgeon.
I didn't notice what time Chicago took over on this possession. Maybe the excellent statisticians and record keepers can look on that.
Hawkins gets the carry and he gets the first down, setting up. No, that's his backup.
It just seems like they've chewed a significant amount of this second half of the third quarter.
John Bowers just following his fullback through the hole.
Nothing fancy. Is that Skinner's, third album? Fourth album?
Hawkins comes back in. No, this is Powers. He catches the swing pattern.
Notice, too, Chicago's ball carriers or receivers have had this uncanny ability to pretty much stay in bounds this whole possession, which is really killed a lot of clock.
We reached the end of the third quarter. Chicago in front 28-17, but in position to pad to the lead, potentially. Seems to get to Hawkins. He's back in, and he gets the touchdown.
There's a score for you.
So he had that last few plays to get rested, and Chicago opens up the fourth with a score.
Well, Queen City is going to have to hit the panic button here pretty soon. As they go down by 3 scores with only 1 quarter to go. The whole flipping season's on the line now.
They need a big play from their offense.
Well, they're going to need an O and either a D or special teams play.
Here's Villanueva. Spins. Gets to the 25. And it's all on the shoulders of AJ Caswell, the big, broad shoulders of this quarterback.
One of the better quarterbacks in the league, and now's the time. He's personally drawing up the play here.
Gets the throw. Down the field for
Nice.
Villanueva, first down.
Talking about
Empress Blue has been out with leg cramps for an extended period of time, so Villanueva comes in and makes a huge catch on first down.
We need a sideline reporter to sniff out whether he's getting any IVs yet or not. That's about the only way you're going to work that out.
As Walsh gets the carry. Kyle Walsh breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and carries another defender forward for about a 6-yard gain. As Espen Real, this is third SFL season. Actually spent it last year with Queen City. 2nd and 3. Walsh up the middle. Gets blasted at the 40, but picks up the first down. First and 10 from the 35. Oh, they'll mark it at the 40, actually. My bad. Blitz coming from Chicago. Caswell, 3-step drop, swings this out to Kyle Walsh, and Walsh, stiff arm, broke a tackle.
Terrific effort right there. I'm not sure. He's a yard short. Love that.
Second and 1. Walsh gets it on the ground this time, and he picks up the first down. As he is approaching the 200-yard mark, as he's up to 189 on 22 carries. So we are doing our own calculations here. Queen City seems to be moving with a little more urgency now.
It's 8.5 yards per carry.
Caswell changes the play. Will throw. Over the middle. Villanueva. First down. As he gets close to the 5. Talk about a next man up. This guy comes in for the injured Memphis Blue and has made 2 huge catches on this drive.
Sorry about that. And under center this time. Short drop, swings it out. Nice deep. Found some. That looked like it was going to be worth more yardage. And they roll him down inbounds. And Queen City's still huddling up. I know that drives Cam crazy. Excuse me, the commissioner. So I'm now required to call him.
3 receivers. Walsh under center. Caswell 6-step drop. Goes to the end zone.
Oh. Come on.
To Curtis.
He didn't have that in the end zone?
Down to the goal line. They're saying he's not in. They'll mark him at about the goal line. What on earth is this? It's 3rd and goal from the 1, and they're in 5 wide set. They're going to fire to the end zone.
There they go.
That is Villanueva for the touchdown.
Your boy. That's your boy, Colin.
Elgin Villanueva with the touchdown catch as Queen City makes it a 35-23 game. He was open, got the 2 feet down.
How many yards do you suppose he was responsible for in that drive? It's like he personally took the team down the field there, Colin. He and Caswell are definitely on the same page there.
So we are getting our clock up to date. With 7:01 to go, Corsairs they could make it 35-24.
Well, that gets it back to manageable.
And they're going to kick it off. No sense in risking an onside kick, especially with how explosive this offense has been. Barnes fields this at about his 10, coming across, spins inside to the 30. That's right, Mahmoud Ajalani. Chicago needs
to kill some clock, don't they?
Yep. Hawkins is the back as King is under center. We'll take the swing pass. Pick up about 3 yards.
One of the better plays you'll see in the game right there is Queen City's trying to drive him out of bounds, and he fights to go down inbounds. You don't often see a player try make sure he gets tackled unless it's to avoid an injury. That was a good play if you're a Chicago fan.
Varner is out wide to the bottom of the screen. King will throw to Aaron King. Tackle made by Morrison. No, that's Davius Reed. His second catch.
So it brings up 3rd and short here with the clock running. Queen City goes under center. Sorry, Chicago. See, that's why I'm not a play-by-play guy, Colin. I don't even know what the heck
And they threw it to Davius Reed, and he got out of bounds.
Oh.
No.
So I'm not a play-by-play man.
Reed having an uncharacteristic season for him with those stat totals. Here's again to Hawkins. This will chew up the clock more as he gets close to the 50.
Well, 2nd and short. Let's see what Chicago's focus is on. Moving the sticks or trying to take advantage of something.
Looks like Queen City crowding the line of scrimmage, and Chicago counters with a shotgun. And he has time going deep down the middle of the field. That's Aaron King for the touchdown.
King me.
E.T. throw home as Chicago pads their lead.
Yikes. Says Queen City.
With 5:07 to go.
Queen City tries to play bump on a man package and just gets by him.
Number 4 is back for the point after. Number 8 will hold the kick.
The chat kills me. You guys are hilarious.
The extra point is good.
So with 5:07 to go, Chicago takes a 42-24 lead. And an uphill climb just even got more uphill. Queen City must be feeling like Icarus. As Villanueva returns this one to 30.
He's all everything right now for Queen City.
Christian Pundit says, we have a palindrome if you look at the numbers.
That's right. Everybody can look that up. Thanks for the SAT word.
Caswell tried to throw the pass to Chris Curtis, but it was defended by A.J. Barnes beautifully.
Chicago has a little extra swagger in their step right now on their D. They're starting to sniff it.
They go 4 wide in the gun. Oh, snap. Throw to Walsh.
Oh, just drug his left foot out of bounds there. Catch him. It's all right. This stops the clock.
We get more guys getting hurt. They're going down like flies. T. Haynes the third. What's hurt?
As we've gone under 5 minutes here in the fourth, Queen City needs 3 scores.
That's Caswell going deep. Chris Curtis got it.
Yeah, boy. Here's your hurry up, Cam.
They empty out. Set. Chicago in a heavy look. Offside, free play. Deep. Caught by Curtis for the first down.
Yes, sir. Good recognition by Curtis on the free play to just head downfield.
As the penalty is declined. Corsairs trying to move forward. D. Haynes is now out of this ball game. Villanueva moves to his spot. Caswell back to throw. Outcut to Curtis. 129 yards on 7 grabs for Curtis in the game today. Second and 4, clock stopped with 4:25 left.
Does anybody notice Queen City's starting to West Coast offense Chicago a little bit on this possession?
Anything you can do, I can do better as Caswell changes the play. 3-step drop, swings this out to Walsh. Walsh doesn't get out of bounds.
That's a twofer for Chicago. Kept him from getting the first and tackled him in bounds.
Clock running. 3-step drop. Pressure. AJ tries to run. He stopped short of the marker. And we get a break for Queen City as Paul Spears, the defensive end, is down. I tell you, this has just been a war of attrition. Another look at it here. Spears.
Feeling the heat. He starts to take off, but he's got a curtain draped on him there.
They're going to go for it here. Probably another Kyle Walsh carry.
Seven men in the box for Chicago. Let's see.
And the Corsairs call time. They were trying to draw him. That helps Chicago because Queen City now has one less timeout that they can use to stop the clock as Eric Barkley
getting an earful from the coach on the sideline. You see that?
Yelling at Caswell. They're going to go for it anyway. Or maybe they're going to just kick the field goal? Huh? As the kick. From Matthews is through from 28, so They tack on 3 points, but they were hoping for 7.
Well, that technically keeps it still a 2-score, cuts it to a 2-score game with touchdown and 1 2-point conversion. They can tie.
Now they need an onside kick. Oh boy. Onside kick coming the other way.
It's loose. Oh.
Looks like Chicago got it.
Anybody's ball there. Corsairs can't make the magic continue there. We talked a little bit, Colin, about Queen City's defense is going to have to make a play, and it's right here.
And here's against Hawkins, and he gets tackled by Stenzo Woods Jr. And then let the clock run. Well, they have 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning to stop the clock. You know, Woods Jr., Stenzo Woods Jr., just has 1 pick, but he's had an opportunity for 2 to 3 more in this game. 2nd and 11. Hawkins gets the carry up the middle. Gets it over the 40. Clock continues to run as we're looking at a 3rd and 8. As the clock ticks under 3 minutes. Avery King trying to rally this defense. And Chicago milks the clock, gives to Hawkins. Hawkins breaks the tackle, doesn't get the first down.
Short.
Avery King with another tackle.
Too long for a field goal. You might not gain too much on a punt. Do you go for it? Figuring if you lose it, you don't make it?
Looks like they will try to punt it.
Gotta play it safe.
As we reach the 2-minute warning, so they'll have some time to discuss this while Shane Varner on the sidelines.
Well, not out of the question, Colin. A 2-score game.
Back on the field. The punt by the Wildcats will be downed.
Oh, it's a touchback.
Zone.
So they pick up 20 yards on the punt. Don't forget, folks, the next game coming up, Vancouver at Alaska. Queen City 80 yards and another score on top of that away from trying to stay alive.
Caswell 3-step drop, swings this out to Haynes. He's back in the game following his injury. Paul Spears will be back next week.
Should Queen City survive.
For the Wildcats, as the booth initiates a review.
Haven't really had a challenge yet or a review, have we, Colin?
Yeah, as we get another look at this one, they're trying to determine did he drag that foot in bounds, and I don't know.
After review, the pass has been ruled complete.
And the call on the field is overturned as they called it out of bounds, and they said Haynes stayed in bounds. He dragged that second foot, although we couldn't quite see it. That's a first down for Mr. Haynes. They empty the shotgun. Chicago with their 3 linebackers. Sort of an odd time for that as the blitz comes. Caswell over the middle, knocked away by Barnes.
That was another one of those throws on a rope that needed to just be a little rainbow as he was behind the defense there.
Chris Curtis, 10 targets, 7 catches, over 100 yards for today. Again, Queen City shows a heavy box. Caswell retreats, throws to the sideline, but a beautiful breakup by Blake Hamrack.
It's an excellent play there, Hamrack.
4th and 5.
They had him bracketed so he could afford to play up a little bit and try and make a play on the ball.
As from the shotgun goes Queen City. Caswell checks it off. Trying to draw him. Has to throw. Chris Curtis turns it upfield for the first, but he didn't get out of bounds. .130 and counting to go. Caswell. It was a tip ball intended for Walsh, and Clint Hendershot almost picked that off.
Chicago's turn to not catch the ball in the tip drill, but they'll take it.
Second and 10, clock stopped with 1:20 to go. Haynes to the bottom, Curtis in the slot to the top of your picture. Caswell has to swing this out to Walsh. Walsh can't get out of bounds, and they have to burn a timeout.
I'll say I'm probably not alone amongst the Queen City faithful saying it'd be nice to see a few more downfield throws. Sorry about that. In the shotgun now, 5 wide.
There's Caswell. Deep drop to Chris Curtis down to the 35, and they burned that last time out with 1:12 to go.
That's what I'm talking about.
They may not win this game, but Queen City trying to play for some pride here as Curtis just outran Hamrack and was wide open.
Even though the odds are long, Jim Carrey would tell you, still a chance. So what you're saying is, there's a chance.
Back to throw. Caswell swings it to the sideline. Haynes got out of bounds. They call it a pickup of 7, second 3 with 1:08 to go.
They need to score soon. So assuming the onside kick is successful, they've got a little bit of time to work with. They can't keep dinking and dunking.
Offsides, free play, Caswell to the fullback. That is number 23. Hadley DeMonte. It's the most likely decline the penalty. And they will. Caswell under center. Six-step drop. Out cut. Curtis.
Ah, come on, boys.
Number 33 with the push out of bounds.
Bucks up to 101 to go. Empty backfield. Caswell drops it over the middle
There
of
we
Chris
go.
Curtis for the touchdown with 58 seconds left.
That's what I'm talking about.
And this tightens a little bit more. Caswell just rockets this
Or-
one in there. A bit
or-
of a duck.
Or loosens. Not sure what you meant. So they got to kick the extra point here because they'll need to go for 2 on the desired second touchdown that they'll need to tie the game. If they go for 2 here and fail, then it's still a 2-score game.
The kick is up and good. So with 54 seconds left, Queen City 34, Chicago 42. They already tried one onside kick, it didn't work. Let's see
Well,
if
maybe
they can try
second-
his second one.
Sorry, second time lucky.
You've seen crazier things happen. As here's Matthews' kick. Fielded by Darius Reed, and he almost returned it all the way.
Well, Queen City.
You had a good run. Gave it a go. As it's victory formation time for E.T. King and this Chicago team.
As the clock moves under 50. And they'll practice their victory formation one more time. Don't forget, folks, at 5 Central, we've got
6
the
Eastern.
Legion, thank you. GMT, what, minus 5? We've got the Legion visiting Alaska. Clap for Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Bart.
As the Wildcats kneel it one more time. And I think of that song that Don Meredith used to sing.
Turn out the lights, yep.
The party's
Well,
over.
Queen City, what a great season. Congratulations to the Wildcats.
As the number 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference takes this one by the final score of 42-34. Wildcats kept clean off the turnover sheet. Over 400 yards of offense.
Is that time of possession right?
Wow, that seems unusually long. There might be something
So
to it.
3-1 in favor of the Corsairs, who are on the losing side of the ledger. Unbelievable. Well, congratulations again to the Wildcats and Corsairs. Great season. Good effort today. Once Chicago got all 3 phases of their game going, they were tough. Going to be a tough team to beat. And that's what happened. Chicago prevails, Colin.
And Cam confirmed what many of you already suspected. That was that it being a glitch.
Was a
that
glitch.
time of possession.
It's okay. That can happen. Even the nerds make mistakes sometimes.
Villanueva fills in for T. Haynes.
That's Colin, you're right. That was a great subplot, Thomas. Villanueva really showing some chops here today. And then this play,
just behind everybody. That's why he got over 27.5 yards per catch.
Did you notice he outran the speedy DBs with both hands on the ball?
The 5 points of pressure, most important.
I mean, nobody was going to come from behind and strip him.
Chris Curtis, 180 yards and a touchdown. Several big catches today for the rookie. And the player of the game is E.T. King, 31 of 41, 357 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Stellar QB rating. Just confirms what everybody saw with their own eye.
And for everybody here, on behalf of the Simulation Football League, I'm Colin Northrup. He's Rick Northrup. Have a good night.
Thank you, everybody.